sometime soon.
You don't have to waste your time and gas to drive all the way to school. You can do your homework and tests anywhere you desire. Although these benefits of online classes seem very appealing to all of you guys, online classes do more harm than good to students' education. Now here are the 3 following reasons. Number 1, students receive low scores in their classes. The reason is online classes require students to work productively and independently. But unfortunately, not many students mirror such good study habits. Both students' bad study habit and the lenient schedule given from an online class contribute to procrastination. In University of Dayton, student researchers conducted an experiment to test whether online classes lead to a higher percentage of procrastination. And what they found out through the data is that lecture class had a mean procrastination of 7.24, and online class had a mean of 6.30. Now keep in mind, the smaller the data value, the higher measure of procrastination. So the data shows that students take online classes have a bigger chance of procrastination. Also, the delay of feedbacks from peers and teachers also cause students to receive lower scores. Based on science research, the mean of students with feedbacks was 14.51, and no feedbacks was 10.25. The given statistics show that students earn higher grades when they receive feedbacks from peers. Hence, face-to-face communication is crucial to students' learning process because they can receive faster feedbacks and a more thorough explanation from their professors or teachers. Number 2, online classes create an issue of academic dishonesty. Given that nowadays the internet gives online users access to any information, students will fall into the temptation of cheating on online tests by looking up for answers online. According to Marshall University researchers, the data show that students were significantly more likely to obtain answers from others during online tests. Without the presence of teachers, students will want to cheat. Number 3, online classes limit students' interaction with classmates and instructors. Tactile learning classes require an interactive environment for students to learn. For example, a tactile learning class like chemistry, it requires a student to be physically in class to learn how to handle the lab equipment from the instructor and perform lab experiments with classmates. And according to Slavin's review, 61% of cooperative learning classes achieve significantly higher test scores than traditional classes. The reason is cooperative learning, which provides an interactive environment, gives students a sense of commitment to work together as a whole in order to achieve a common goal. Conversely, students who work alone will lack the ambition to work hard. Indeed, online classes do help schools save a lot of money from hiring teachers and opening new class sections. However, online classes cause students to receive low scores in their classes, create issues of academic dishonesty, and limit students' interaction with classmates and instructors. In essence, online classes harm students' education. Thank you.
I like the visualization that you have at the beginning as an attention device, and then you've got a good statement of your claim. The phrasing, I think, could be a little bit sharper, but it was clearly identified as your claim. You start to do a preview, but you did the same thing that a couple of other people, same thing that a couple of other people did, and that is, let me lay out how this is going to happen, and then instead of laying it out for us, you went right into that first point without telling us, here are the 3 things I'm going to be covering, or the 4 things, or whatever, it's 3 in your particular case, that I'm going to be covering, and then coming back to that first point and getting started, you say, I'm going to tell you about 3 things, and the first one is this, so there's not a preview, you just go right into the subject matter on that first point. I thought that you had pretty good information on that first point. You make reference to a particular study. It sounded like you had 2 pieces of data from that one study, and so I think you could give us a little bit more detail on the source citation of the study, but the data was pretty solid, and you explained it nicely as well. Also, later on, you did a different study. There wasn't any information, there wasn't any statistical information there, but we did get the conclusion of the researchers. And again, it just seemed, it was at the University of Marshall, but it doesn't tell us who the researchers were, what field they were in, their area of expertise, all things that probably would have enhanced the quality of that data as opinion. I think that would have been helpful. You do a nice job explaining ideas also for each of these points, why this information should be pointing out the conclusions that you had. Toward the end of the speech, you made a reference to the fact that people get lower grades on those online classes, but I didn't hear any data being presented on that, so that seemed to me a little bit conclusionary, and that number 2 point probably needed a little bit more development also. You just had the one piece of information on it. I did think that you had an excellent delivery of the presentation. You look at the audience, you seem to understand the ideas and concepts very well. It's just the citation of the data needs to be a little bit sharper. There was a really good summary, and you have an excellent exit line also, which I think leaves a good impression with the audience, gives them the sense that they've heard something pretty definitive here. All right, thank you.